Happy audiobook month. It is another quick flash in the pan, nothing prepared one. I did a hand migraine, took the meds, the brain and the mouth and not, they're not in sync. And then also heat wave, yes I know I'm wearing this, like just don't think the migraine, the heat, it messed with my body, and so then I started like shivering. I was what is happening? So it is only thin, and it is midnight, so you know, we're just something. Anyway, so technically it's midnight, so I have actually missed the day, but we're not going to judge, okay? We're going to say it is still Saturday. We also went to an impromptu party that we was not prepared for, so anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the amazing voice actors. If my words don't come out right, just go with it. It's the meds, I'm fine, don't worry about it. So, have you met any? Do you want to meet any? Who are you wanting to meet? So, I've been fortunate, I've met a fair few. I mean, there's still more I want to meet, and being in the UK, it's not as easy, not as accessible as my US friends with access to a lot more obvious signings where narrators are able to get to, because signings are more accessible to them, because obviously the majority of them are based in the US, and I understand that a signing in somewhere like the UK is a heck of a lot more not financially viable. That's why I can't go over more land, so I understand. But there have been, I think there are different levels for me. There are ones that really stand out that were experiences, and then ones that were, I've met this person, it was an enjoyable experience, and there were some that were maybe not that enjoyable. So, for me, and I've shared this story before, I'm sure, if I had to, like, the best, it's got to be when I met Ashley Bray, because it was such an experience, and the fact that our meeting was so different because I was separated from the group. So he met everybody, and then there's just a little old me side by himself, the little Brit. And he had to come in to be like, oh, she's just stuck in there. And so he purposefully came in, knew who, the fact that he knew who I was like, what is this? What is this? And then watching him narrate, I don't know how they didn't have to do a retake, because I was dying with laughter. And the man was narrating his own death. I mean, how was I supposed to keep myself? Look, if you've seen the YouTube video of the whole thing, you would understand. It was just so much fun. But then we have, you know, this year, you know, going to Bath, hanging out with Andy Ann, going and doing the Jane Austen tour, doing the afternoon tea. That was all such an experience, and I happened to bump into Andy before, so I ended up going around, was it a cathedral? I think it was a cathedral. It was a building. Look, I think it was a cathedral. I just don't remember what it was called, okay? I've had a lot on since then, but it was just looking at the history of it, and talking with Andy and about her trips and what her history of what she was telling me about what she knew about the building, and it was amazing. And of course Aaron Mountain, I love Aaron. There is nothing I could possibly say to sum up Aaron Mallon. I adore her, and I'd gone over to support her during a signing, and just getting to see her, you know, in that element, and to have that fun, and to see her in that, and we were a fine mess. The first night I was sick, the next day Erin wasn't feeling too great, and we were like, okay, this is us, this is us. But for the signing, we were fine. We rallied, and we, but just, you know, and of course, we had to hook up with our kids while she was over in London, and that was wonderful. And seeing the kids together because they're around about the same age, and thinking back to the messages when I first, you know, became a mom, and Erin was such a huge part of that adjustment period, and I don't think she even realises what a huge impact she had. Because being UK based, anytime we get to hang out with Billy Fulford Brown is fantastic. And then of course, you know, you have your standard going to a signing and seeing people, so many, it's hard to like name some. Obviously hanging out with Stella Hunter is always a joy. I love her, and we've done a whole bunch of different things together, which I love. Samantha Brentmore, always seeing her is a blast. Kit Swan, funny thing with Shane East. Either kiss him or not, it depends what mood we're in, because I like to take the piss. Have a habit of standing on chairs and then falling off them, so you know, thanks to Jason Clark for the save on that one. So, you know, look, some people just got a hero complex, what can we say? I lost my balance because I'm a disaster and have no business climbing on chairs, but I'm also under 5 feet tall, and these dudes are tall. I don't need to be looking that short, okay? Best photo bomb, Jeff Harding. Honestly, you can't tell it's him unless you know it's him. You also can't tell the 3 people that are in the picture. This is what makes it so classic. Only the people that know. He also accused me of not being British, which I thought was hilarious. He claims that as I went down the line I got more British, and so he didn't believe I was British when I got to the line. And it's only because was Shane next to him that Shane was like, no, she is British, because I've met her before. Bear in mind, he'd taken the piss the night before because of where I was from, but he had met me prior, so he knew I was British anyway. And he said, no, she is. And he's like, no. I do find, for me, I think signings, are wonderful, and it's a great way to get your book signed, to meet these voices that bring these characters to life, but actually doing something like the experience with Andy of doing the tour, even though I think I can say that because I've met her and done the signing thing, the experience was so much better. To have that like hangout time, it was so much fun. So what about you? Is there any people that stand out that you've met, or anybody that you would like to meet? Are you more about you just want to get your book signed, or would you love to do a more sort of hangout session, a retreat type of event type of thing? What says you?